You
Yeah.
get a lot of times a great second season. But
Hmm.
if there is anything there, Bozama, there's anything there, these lovely listeners that are listening to you and me right now, they're gonna find it. The
Yeah.
minute they don't like something you do, or they say something against Kyle, and this group over here loves Kyle, or they come for whoever it is that they love that you say something against, they're gonna dig and they're gonna find something, right? That's how it
Right.
happens.
How is she married or have kids or like what's I don't know anything about her.
She was married to someone. Now they were separated or going through a divorce. They were gonna, but that doesn't really matter. They were gonna split up, but then he was diagnosed with cancer and died within 3 months.
Oh, I saw that. Okay, okay.
Remember?
Sorry.
So like
Gotcha. But
she
yeah,
stayed with him.
that
And
was that made
yeah,
I can't believe I forgot that. That just goes to show you how tired I am still.
it's
I
fine.
that made me actually
It's
feel even
real.
I
Yeah.
that was so sweet. I mean, that's very tragic, sad, but like the way she talked about him and in the way
Yeah.
she was so strong and I
I
that's
love her. Yeah, no, she's great.
I'm scaring myself a little bit.
No, listen,
One of the things
Catherine.
I
No, normally when you say was that last season, I normally can't
oh
remember. Like, no, I have a friend who's like, remember when we were in India and we stayed at this hotel? I'm like, I don't. I went to the Taj Mahal and I went to like, the real slums of Delhi, the things
yeah.
that really. And I remember like, no, I don't remember the hotels or no. Are you
Oh
crazy?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't remember anything. I just am
Well,
using that as an example because it just came
I
up.
should not have forgotten that because that was very touching for me. But yeah, I like her a lot. I like her. I like the way she's sharing. I like the way she's talking about it. I love her. Yeah, she's very, very believable and genuine for me.
Me too. I don't if you compare her to last season Anne Marie and the season before Diana
Oh,
Jenkins,
that's
she's
right.
not going anywhere. I think
No, 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 no,
she's a
no.
winner.
Yeah, agree.
You know who people are. So listen, you know how it is on these shows. It's always like who's the weakest link. So like the thing is, it's like Survivor. Like when you're on the island, you almost don't want to vote off the big target because then if you're second, you're the target. So,
Right.
we had our issues with Crystal and now she's gone. A lot of people are coming for Garcelle lately and saying, well, Erika also did an interview that says she's tired of Sutton and Garcelle not showing their real lives. Now, I don't know. She didn't elaborate. She's like, I'm showing my real life. I'm putting it all out there. I mean, Sutton and Garcelle have things and they're not showing them. So a lot of the audience also has lobbed onto. Now, granted, this could just be an editing thing. It's not really up to Garcelle, but a lot of people are saying
In
what.
what way? Like dating or like what is she not showing? She's her kids, her work, like it's got to just be dating.
Yeah, I mean Erica's implying there's stuff there for both of them. Oh, and she says basically like that both of them pander to the fans, that they play nice with the fans, like they don't want to get dirty and they want the fans to appreciate. I don't know
I
if
don't
that's
agree with that. Because they don't get as low as Erica does. No, I don't agree with that. Okay, one check against Erica again. No, because they're not an asshole like she is. No, they're nicer. What do you think of that? No, I don't agree with that at all. And I think Sutton's like, I mean, what about the year she was like crying when she was fighting with Crystal and what was it? She had to rub on her head, like she had to have like her under eye. I mean, she wasn't always, you know, um so safe. She stuck her neck out.
she's the only one that spoke up against Erica and said, I don't understand what you're talking about. It seems like you know
Right.
everything and your husband is being indicted and like I
Yeah.
don't know, are
We
we
want
in
to
the
know
twilight zone?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rena went after. No, I disagree with that strongly. I like Sutton. I think Sutton gets down and dirty. I mean, Sutton sat in the first chair closest to Andy because she was the one. No, Garcelle I could see a little bit, but I don't think Garcelle's personality is like she's just at a different level of communication. You're not going to see her ever talk to people the way you know Erika does, where she grits her teeth and curses someone and and calls them every name. No, no, sorry, no.
I knew I could. I mean, and that's not my goal here today, but I mean, I knew I could give you one check in the negative Erica
Oh
category
yeah.
again.
Trust me, I want to put her back in that category.
Listen, I've been liking, Erica lately myself. Like I've been saying good things about her for a while now. Yeah.
I know I heard it and I was like, what? But I listen, maybe she learned a lot after everything she went through, but then to say something like that, don't get high and mighty when, she should know out of everyone, the higher you climb, the farther you fall. So be careful.
That's what she said. And really don't even know what she said. I mean, I also love that scene when, what was that, where they were talking about the divorce and, Sutton was like, I didn't even get a text this year from my ex or whatever. And Erica's like, girl, you get that check every month. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
hear it. She's
It's just, I
so,
mean, it's just always money, money, money. It's like just whatever. I don't, that's why, I mean, remember in the past where I talked about like, I don't even know if she's capable of love, like if she has that emotion in her. And I mean, and I say that with empathy because I feel bad for anyone who doesn't, who's never really experienced. And for sure, she's got a son that she cares about, and so that's a great thing. But to have like a loved one or someone significant in your life that you really feel is down for you and that you trust and you love, that unconditional love. I mean, that's really sad to think that you know it's just a check for her. It's all about the money, honey.
I mean, listen, I don't know who she's going to date next, but let's be honest, they're not going to be broke. I don't know who it's going to be. As you and I used to say, we saw her with back in the day, probably 2 years ago when we were saying this. I mean, we saw her with like a Russian
Yeah.
billionaire, I think,
Something. Yeah, that would
right?
work. Yeah.
That would work. Sometimes,
But there's so many, but nah, they're not going for her. Nah.
no.
Mm-mm. She's just not cultured enough. She's not, no, I don't think
She
so.
it is about money for her, yes. But yes,
She needs
that
to find like a Oklahoma like oil man, like somebody from Oklahoma that was in oil and is just like a wildcatter and never really like,
I could see this.
saw himself in that society either because no, you can
Someone like loud and outspoken, doesn't necessarily dress great. I'm
yeah,
picturing it.
older,
Oil money, maybe like a Dallas oil man who just is like a outspoken,
crass.
yeah, crass. This is what I'm picturing. Okay,
Yeah.
I can see. Listen, she would love it. She would love it. It's not like she would be thrilled to have this gentleman in her life. If someone swooped into Beverly Hills for a weekend and is about to go back to Oklahoma and has, oil money and is like, come here, little missus, to the waitress. Oh, she would, as long as he had money, she would sink her teeth into, and the guy would probably be like, I've never met someone like this before.
He would be like, she is just everything and a bag of chips.
And she
And
would be
that's what,
like,
yeah,
okay, I'll split half
everything.
my time in Oklahoma, no problem.
Yeah.
She would be thrilled with that. Yeah,
I don't
I
think she's
like
ever splitting her time in Oklahoma. She'd be like, she'd get him to buy a place in Vegas.
she'll do that.
Yeah.
What do you think of? There's a lot of talk about like Lisa Vanderpump that, I mean, Kyle, first of all, Kyle and Dory both have said Kyle ran into Vanderpump recently and she said, look, it wasn't, Ken was there. She's like, it wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. It was, a pleasant exchange. Maybe they ran into each other at like Craig's or, Dan Tana's or one of those. And she said, like, look, I don't think Lisa has it in her to, that's not her type. She's not going to forgive. We're not going to move past this, but it was okay. Dorit was asked recently too, and Dorit said, no, like, I'm always open to reconciling with anyone, but it's not in Lisa's genetic makeup, so it's never going to happen. A lot of people think, Lisa's now probably sitting back and just sipping her tea. There's even a meme going on, of like, huh. I could have told you all this.
You know, I think that I think that when someone steps away from it, like the Vanderpumps, I'll even say Rena, Yolanda, and they have um success in a different way and they don't have all of the headaches of the show. I think it feels too good to go back to that. And Vanderpump was always, I mean, whether she ever wanted anyone to know that anything ever bothered her or not, there were times that it did. I mean, clearly you can see that. I mean, you saw it on the show. And she didn't like, being talked about. She didn't like being, ever like the target. And is she still is that show Vanderpump Rules still? Okay.
Well, it is. I have something to say about that. And well, I'll tell you now. So it's like it's been on for 11 seasons. Like they grew up. They used to wait tables. They used to be broke. They're all now famous and just
Right.
they just announced that the whole cast is fired and they're starting completely over, but not Lisa. I mean, Lisa will be back with new people that is apparently work at Sir, that are probably like 23. This one's probably sleeping with that one. Like, we're just starting over because it's the same restaurant. And there are people there sleeping with each other that are all intertwined. So they're starting over, which is not good news for most.